Jake's not here. We don't respect intros.
Yeah,
Bro, why
like,
does
why the fuck do we care?
man why they got Gaston looking like a Chad in that cover?
Because that's his whole vibe, I guess.
Look at their
That's
hair,
him in
bro.
his
Like,
He
prime.
looks like the
well,
kind of
yeah, I
guy
was like,
that would be
look,
like, that's the kind of guy that would be like, where my hug at? I
they're
hate those
like
guys.
prime teen, like 18-year-old Gaston.
Yeah. Well, that technically is what he's
I
supposed
like
to
how
be
that's
here.
Gaston on one end, and then we have the fucking evilest, bitchiest ass fairy ever. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah. They're on the good side, right? Which the one that's on the cover?
This fairy lady?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
she's the main
Oh, okay,
villain.
okay. Oh, okay. Just want to clarify that because I think that would have been a fun parallel. This person who's supposed to look like the typical hero is actually the bad guy, but on the other side,
Gaston was a hero. He was just misunderstood.
My ass.
No, for real. Think
Um,
about his point of view. He's arrogant, yes. But all he did wrong, he liked the girl way too much. He was too narcissistic.
No, he was an
And
arrogant
listen, let me get it.
piece
Let
of
me
shit.
please. He was arrogant and narcissistic. But from his point of view, this girl was kidnapped by some mythical beast man and potentially hypnotized. So I totally get it. Like you to the degree.
I don't.
Oh,
He's the
wow.
purest definition of toxic masculinity, and I'm not doing that in 2026. Okay, I already have enough.
He eats 12 eggs.
Well, if we don't need any more villains to have like a misunderstood villain trope audience, right? You know,
I don't think he's misunderstood. Just if you look at it from his arrogant, narcissistic point of view, I can totally see why he did what he did. He's just funny looking.
I still recall like
She doesn't like me. She like this furball.
Okay, I will admit that is a bit of a hurt to someone's ego if you're telling me that, wow, you really would choose that creature over me? Seriously?
Yes.
Do the mechanics
Monster.
work? Wait, would that count?
I would choose the Beast over Gaston any fucking day, especially if he
Wouldn't
had some
that
character art.
question? Wouldn't that be considered bestiality?
I
It
don't give a
was, yeah.
fuck. I've
Yeah.
consumed enough gothic romance in my life to know better.
There's a reason. Beauty and the Beast turns the guy back into a guy, and there's a reason Shrek turns Fiona into an ogre.
The mechanics need to work. Yet at the end of the day, somehow they were able to crossbreed a dragon with a donkey. Don't ask questions,
Look,
audience.
you two haven't indulged in enough monster fuckery online, and it shows.
Okay.
There's a book about that.
There's a lot of shit on that. I dare you to go on Tumblr, dude.
It's been a while since I've been back in sex ed class, audience. So yeah,
Can I be honest with you? I learned all of my sex ed online because I didn't actually take a sex ed class since 5th grade.
Oh wow, I had to take it when I was yes. Wow, that early, witch?
Man, I
remember
I took a sex ed class in 5th grade.
Jeez, we had to learn that in when we were in middle school.
Well, keep in mind, I was in band, so that means I didn't go to like art, health, and other PE and other electives in my middle school. Plus, my mom low-key, high-key traumatized me from a young age. But I'm not going to get into that on here. So if you want to know about that, audience, hit me up online. Hit me up on my socials.
There you go.
I'll tell you the full story there.
There you go.
And
behind the
it
scenes.
involves YouTube videos that I should not need to be watching, but whatever, who cares?
Hey, behind the scenes of a fanatic audience. So anyway,
Not the kind of fanatic I wanted.
Gotcha. But anyway, we're in a bit of a time crunch anyway, so you guys just want to get started. Welcome Compact Live, news and reviews of the week, yada yada yada. Do the minor intros and we can just get on to the books. So
yeah, you know where to find us.
Yeah. Our links are on our links are in our description. So yeah. But anyway, okay. I think we should just get started on the books. So first book we're going to talk about, audience, is the Spider-Man Venom Death Spiral, issue number 1. So yeah, this is the crossover between Spider-Man, Venom, in Carnage. And I remember when we were talking about this months ago, right? Like, the sort of twist in this that kind of makes it a little bit more interesting is the fact that, like, at the time, all the characters you see right here, Venom, Carnage, and Spider-Man, they're currently occupied by somebody else. Like, you look at Carnage right now. Carnage is Eddie Brock, and you look at Venom. Currently, Venom is now Mary Jane, and at the time, Spider-Man was either Ben Reilly or Norman Osborn. You know, so nah. Two out of the three still remain their status quos at the moment, but it's just Spider-Man. Peter Parker just came back recently. And yeah, he came back from his whole space adventure thing in time for a new psychopath to be coming among to be running amok in New York. And yeah, what do you do when you come back from a long trip, audience? You'll
Sleep.
get your voicemail. I wish. Austin?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything they did in the lead up in the first two issues was pretty much killed this event for me.
Ooh, really? What happened?
It was interesting when it was the idea that everyone here wasn't who they were,
Yeah.
because it adds new dynamics because no one else knew that they weren't who they were.
Exactly.
Norman didn't know MJ was Venom. Venom didn't know Eddie is Carnage. Carnage doesn't know either one of them who they are.
Mm-hmm.
But bringing Peter back really does just turn it to another Spider-Man Venom event at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Especially because, spoiler alert, Marvel spoils the event every goddamn day now. And we pretty much know what the outcome of this event is. All we just don't know who the villain is. But we know who all come out this event and how they come out this event.
Well, I didn't see the spoilers for the end of this
You
event.
saw him, we talked about him before.
Which was that?
MJ still gonna be Venom, she's gonna have the skinny suit. Spider-Man gonna be Carnage for a little bit, then he's gonna go back to his book. Eddie is not gonna be Carnage after this book. And Carnage seems like he might be one with the Cletus. That's my biggest worry, that tournament is just gonna end up being Cletus. It's not gonna be Cletus or Muse.
Oh god damn, man! Like Muse was the one was a character I was going to be I was most excited for this event to okay, because hey, if you looked up Muse's current adventures, he was in hell and he was tormenting Eddie Brock, and so it kind of naturally would seem like he was going to come back as the next symbiote, but we'll see what happens.
If he ends up in Torment, it's going to be kind of sad because everything Torment does in his book is not really Muse coded. You know what I mean? There's no art here. Well, he just signed his name. It's kind of boring.
Well, the only sign that could be Muse is you see at the end. Okay, spoiler alert to the end of this issue, right? You see Torment. He has a wall full of pictures of people. The normal conspiracy series sort of bulletin board you would see, right? And he looks at a picture of Mary Jane and he's saying, beautiful. So, hey, that's one of his most famous moments in comics, after all, audience. So, we'll see what happens. But anyway, Peter comes back and, he has to go through all his messages. He's had a lot of messages.
Bro, the artist, the way the artist drew Johnny here is terrible, bro. That looks bad.
Justice for Johnny.
Yeah. Does he look happy to you, audience?
Also, apparently... Austin, I couldn't bring you in even if I wanted to.
I know. What did you tell him?
Sorry, I was rereading my book. The book I actually want that we want to actually hear about.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. But anyway, regardless, so I don't know all the details about what Peter went through, but apparently coming back from space, he has a pet sidekick symbiote with him that he decides to dump on Johnny Storm.
His name is Simbi. Get it right.
Yeah, Justice for Simbi.
That's
and it's just a fake Jeff the Shark. They just keep trying to make the next Jeff the Shark.
Jesus. I remember when I used to like Jeff the Shark before he became another baby Yoda. I'm like, God damn.
Listen, it wasn't his fault, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's Marvel Rivals' fault.
It was greedy ass company's fault.
It is. Okay, so yeah, he dumps he dumps Simbi to him, and you find out like the rest of his crew of Guardians of the Galaxy, like the one with the yellow skinned girlfriend of his, kind of get dumped with the Fantastic Four too, right? And yeah, it's just really Peter trying to get back in the groove of everything. And you also do see the status of Eddie Brock here too. Trying to work something out with Carnage right now because like Carnage like even saying like, look, if you don't feed my bloodlust in killing people, in that case I have to kill you, Eddie. So he's like, oh, okay, so that's the dynamic we're dealing with here.
Yeah,
Okay,
sadly.
Give this
okay.
bitch some chocolate.
you know. And so during this, Eddie decides to pay a visit to his son, Dylan. And of course, what do you think Dylan does? He punches him in the face. Hey, they call it the Terrible Twos for a reason, audience. All right. And yeah,
Like he's like, what the hell are
Dylan.
you doing here? I was looking for you. Obviously, the fuck. You were looking for me this whole time. Then why show up? You're mad.
Yeah, get out of here, Dad. I never want to see you again, or something like that, And of course, everybody's favorite character, Paul, steps in because
I can't wait for him to go to
currently,
X-Men, bro. Because Tom Brevoort wants him to mess up with X-Men people. That's gonna be funny.
oh my God, like
That's gonna be
yeah,
so funny, bro.
have him revealed to be a mutant. I swear to God, audience, if that whatever that Punisher replacement character ever lasted, I think it just would have been funny if you just dumped Paul into him. So hey, just get all the crap characters into one go. But anyway, things go as you expect between Eddie and Dylan. They don't really. Dylan just doesn't want to have any associations with Eddie, and
Yeah,
even though he hates Paul, it's still an upgrade from Ed from staying with his dad. You
it's
know.
really not, bro.
I know.
Even Dylan, bro. Every time we see Dylan, him talk, they just argue.
Yeah. Like, okay, Dylan, yeah, I know your dad wasn't there for you during your formative years, but you're not exactly an honor roll student yourself. Come on, dude.
You're a half
You
symbiote
know?
baby. All right, chill out.
I mean, look at that hair. Look at that haircut you have, man. You know this kid was going to be trouble with his parents, no matter what the circumstance was.
He looks androgynous in the
He kind
face.
of looks like Asriel, but like in a worser state.
He looks
There you
androgynous
go.
in the face.
He looks like Jean Paul Valley, bitch.
Yeah,
But
there
worse.
you go.
But
His
worse.
face
Jean
gives
Paul
very
Valley, but
strong
worse.
female face.
hmm Yeah.
Jean Paul Valley, but worse. That's my take on this.
Gotcha. But anyway, as this is going on, we go to Mary Jane right now because remember, audience, Mary Jane is still a Venom, and this gives you a little bit of
Also,
an up to date.
okay, let
Go
me say
ahead.
this real quick. There makes no sense that Flash does not have legs. And look, I know
Yeah.
we know why they're doing this, and it's a very good reason they don't give him legs. To be fair, I'm not doubting that. But you
Yeah.
can't keep having the Venom get on other people and regrow full on limbs and half body parts and bring people back from the dead like they did in King and Black,
Man, I was gonna
but
go with the
not act
ultimate.
but act like they can't grow legs.
Yeah,
It,
I was gonna go. I was thinking the exact opposite route because, like, okay, you're talking about like in the Marvel universe, like with all the mechanical limbs they have available there, like you couldn't make a pair of legs for Eddie. Seriously,
yeah,
you
I get they're
know?
doing it for the army and everything, the representation of what his story means and him losing his legs. So it's whatever.
Yeah.
But you can't keep playing it up like it's like the major thing when it's like you have options, bro. I know you
Yeah,
have options.
yeah, that's true. That's true. That just kind of reminds me back when John Walker got his arm and his leg chopped off by Nuke, right, during the whole Marvel Siege event. Like
Yeah,
he actually willingly chose to to use that robotic limb in real life. Audience, the one with that like little fork at the end.
yeah,
You know, he decided to go with that because in his words, he was like, if it was good enough for our boys, it is good enough for me. So I'm like, okay, props to you for that. But anyway, so going back to this moment between Mary Jane and Eddie, and Flash Thompson, right? So they're walking in the park and this and that, and come on, Mary Jane, really? She's pretty much asking Eddie if, like, I mean, you want to call this a friendship, or we could be something more, basically, you
That
know?
is not what she's asking.
No, I mean, no, that was something that was in this book.
No, in this book I read it. She asked him
Yeah.
what did he see it as. He wanted to take it further. But he said he was unsure. She's like, "Nah, I'm fine with just being friends."
hmm okay. I mean, it's been 2 weeks since 2 or 3 weeks since I read this book,
No,
so
I
here we
understand.
go.
I saw the arguments about it. I was like, this is probably the only good thing she did in this book. What do you want out of our
Gotcha.
friendship? Well, I want a relationship, but I'm not sure. Good. I just want to be friends. Okay.
Okay,
That's it.
okay, yeah. Oh boy. Okay, so Peter can't be with MJ, but MJ's okay with being with everybody else. Like, come on, dude. Seriously.
Peter can be with MJ.
Yeah. Then
No,
as
for
far
real.
as
No, they straight up said they can date. She will never be his wife again. So that means the writers just don't want to date.
Gotcha. Hold on a sec.
So you can blame Witch for that.
Don't blame me for shit. I didn't do shit.
Gotcha.
If
Oh,
we
and
have to
also
put blame on anyone, put blame on Jake. He's not even
there you
here.
go.
He's not even here.
There you go.
Put the blame on the
Oh, and
man that's
all
not even here. At least this one's here.
kick a man while it's down. But anyway, also another thing they told us about the status of MJ right here is the fact that she doesn't have the jackpot powers anymore, audience. Because
We already knew that.
apparently, oh well, I mean, it's just for those who didn't. Okay,
For those
so
who missed
yeah,
her whole run as Venom, she got the death notification,
the
and
skulls.
it was killing her. And Venom was dying because they're in the Venom War, so they fused to save both each other's lives.
Yeah. So that's the status of Mary Jane at the moment, and why she has to be bonded with Venom. So yeah, it's what it is. Scrolling through the book at the moment, and yeah, pretty much the issue
They
ends
they
with you see.
they don't talk enough about that, by the way. That the fact that Paul, her loving boyfriend, made that whole power system, but could not somehow take out the death thing, despite making it himself.
Also, why does MJ look Why does MJ look crazed as shit in that third panel?
Because his art style, artist is bad.
Yeah.
Well, not bad,
Not,
but he's not great in this book.
well, not all of us can have Hollywood star good looks when we have to deal with a symbiote in our body. You know, specifically one named Venom. You know,
Girl, just eat some chocolate. You'll be fine.
Gotcha. Anyway,
Eat a
we just
Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry.
Gotcha. Anyway, we see the end of this book is like, we go back to Torment. He has a wall filled with pictures of people. He's going to Target and he looks at the picture of MJ, like saying, Mary Jane Watson. Beautiful.
You ignored the part where Carnage literally calls him on the phone and tells him to kill her.
Oh, well, I didn't. Again,
Yeah.
I don't have the comic book in front of me, audience. I have to go one by one, page
When
by
Eddie's
page.
sleeping, Carnage gets on the phone and calls.
Okay, yeah. So there's
Yeah, so that was my hint that it is probably Muse.
This could still be Muse because remember, Muse and Carnage were in cahoots.
You know what I'm saying?
Before.
Carnage in the last book was wanting Muse to be his one of his people to be Carnage. So it's very possible that Muse got a little piece of the symbiote, and that way you got the little white form from.
Mm-hmm.
And Carnage is using him to attack, Eddie and them from the outside.
Yeah. So that's likely what's going on. So, but yeah, you got any final thoughts on this before we move on to next, Austin? Because this isn't going to be the last time we talk about this Death Spiral tonight. So,
Oh, I thought we were going straight in issue 2, but like I said, the MJ stuff is weird because according to the writer and his implications, he straight up says he's not saying that MJ and Flash are going to date. She's trying to see what Flash wants out of their friendship because as she goes to Peter in the next issue and the issue where she goes and Peter like shoves her off, she said she really needs a friend right now. She's not really trying to date somebody. But he said he can understand how if that didn't come out that great with how they worded it in the book.
Which is ironic because I know in the Black Cat book she's currently popping up there, and those two are friends at the moment.
Yeah, but she can't lean on Black Cat the way she could lean on somebody else.
It almost sounds like Mary Jane's like saying, "I need a male friend, okay?"
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
because Black Cat's a good friend, but Black Cat's all the friends. Like, you got to suck it up. Like, stuff happens, you know? Almost die every time I go outside.
There you go. Okay.
Peter don't want to talk to you. Ooh, okay.
Woman, after everything Peter went through, man, like, come on, seriously. But anyway.
She went
All
through
right.
something too.
Jesus Christ. Patriarchal mindset over here.
No, it's just a bad situation for both. But we're going to get to that next issue.
Gotcha. Anyway, all right, then. I guess with that, let's move on to the next book, audience. And the next book we're talking about is actually my pick, which is Gaston, issue number 1.
Bro, are those triplets in the back?
No, they're called the Bimbettes.
Yep. Oh, that's their actual name?
Canonically, they're called the Bimbettes.
Bimbettes. Let's look this up.
Gotcha. But anyway, so, Dynamite Comics does this every so often where they're making a story, like a prequel story to a Disney villain, audience. I know they're currently doing one with Ursula.
I think they're also doing one with Maleficent, but I think that can be a separate thing. But they have a Maleficent book right now.
No, they did Maleficent already.
No, they're doing. There's another Maleficent comic out there.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I know they did. Okay, so they did one of her. They did one of Scar. They did The Nightmare Before Christmas, Hades, and a bunch of other villains. So,
the other Maleficent one is an adaptation of a book that did the same thing. Yeah.
So anyway, regardless, so now it's Gaston's turn to do this, audience. So yeah, we see Gaston in his prime. He's kind of looking like a Chad here, of course. Like this guy would strike a pose at any given moment. So yeah, he's just walking around the village, talking about how great he is, this and that. And wouldn't you know it, one of the king's officers passes by. And everybody's like in awe of him. Like, look, his shiny horse, his shiny armor. And Gaston's a little pissed about this because now all the women are looking at the officer instead of him. And Gaston's like, what's so great about this guy? And when he goes up to that officer, the officer gets out of his horse. And
bro, is that the horse from Tangle? What's going on here? Why are you so fabulous?
Well, you know how sometimes people like to connect things together after all, audience. So it won't surprise me if somebody tries connecting a thread with Tangle for Beauty and the Beast.
Or
I know
Frozen.
They did that. There we go. I remember seeing a video out there trying to connect Frozen with Tarzan. Apparently,
to be fair, that one has a lot of stuff that could be true.
And also Frozen and I think Frozen and Tangled also has a lot of connections too.
Gotcha. I mean, I remember I once read a Kristoff comic from Frozen, right, where it showed like the orphanage that he was in growing up. And I swear to you, there was this one annoying little kid there that looked like Gaston if he was a child. I'm like, oh, are you trying to say Gaston and Kristoff were in the same orphanage together? Yeah, apparently he had a different name. But anyway,
it'll make you understand why Gaston's so attention starved.
There you go. But anyway, so the officer gets out of his horse and he gives the leash to Gaston, saying, "Take her to the stables, boy, and give her the finest oats." Gaston's like, "Boy? What?
Bro, I'm taller than you. Yeah, bro, I'm taller than you.
Yeah, I'm Gaston, the greatest tracker in France." And then the officer just throws a coin at him, saying, "How nice. Here's an extra one for you, son. Now run along." Like, wow.
And that's evil. Now you got to kill him.
Well, Gaston is now a valet, so Pop off, King.
No, that's a different level of disrespect. You gotta take them out now, okay?
Yeah,
Well,
that's
someone's gotta
true.
teach Gaston some fucking respect.
That's
He
true.
clearly didn't learn it, so it doesn't matter.
So
Yeah.
someone's gonna have to teach him,
It,
and it's gonna be
it,
this guy.
it, it's funny you should mention that because, like, okay, I'll bring that point on when we get to the end of this book. But anyway, so Gaston kind of like slaps the horse in the behind, and the horse starts running off, and the officer's like, "Wait, no, that's my horse. That's not just my horse. That's the king's horse." Oh, dang. He lost it into like basically the Forbidden Forest audience. And now the officers are like looking at Gaston saying, the king will have my head if I don't bring that horse back. Wait,
Well,
what did you
congrats.
do, stupid boy? Yeah.
You deserve that. You walked up to a random guy and called him a boy, and then threw your stuff at him like he was supposed to some random stable.
Yep.
He's not even dressed like a stable person. He don't look like he live here.
Yep. Oh, and also this is where Gaston kind of has like a little bit of revenge, like saying, "Oh wow, officer, if only you had a legendary tracker in front of you, and I just so happen to be available for hire." So the officer has no choice but to hire Gaston to go and retrieve his horse. You know. So they go to the forest. Oh, bless you.
Thank you.
Gaston runs across this like old lady who has a bunch of other forest forest animals with her, and she's basically telling him, "No, you can't be here. This is an animal sanctuary. It's forbidden." And Gaston's like, "Out of my way, old hag." This and
Which,
that.
Yeah.
don't you know? I
Mhm.
just saw the art. He didn't just
Yep, yep. There you go. So anyway, Gaston spots the horse. He actually even shoves the old lady to go and get that horse. And the old lady is like, "No, let him go. Some people need to learn the hard way." As you see, like a sign in one of the trees saying, "This is the royal hunting grounds, so no poaching." So anyway,
That's not what I'm doing,
Gaston.
though.
Well, it'll look like he's poaching, if he's using traps to capture an animal, So anyway, in doing this, he actually Gaston actually is caught breaking the law, so he actually does get arrested. And yeah, he has his sidekick with him. By the way, I forgot his name. That short guy that's with
Who?
him. Yeah, him. His hype man,
Oh, it's
and
even
now
worse.
mhm.
I just read the
even he like
dialogue, bro.
Yeah. Even he's like reevaluating his life, saying, "Mama wanted me to be the sidekick of a local barber or the miller, but no, I create adventure. I wanted to see the world, and I
Which
only get." Yeah.
he's not arrested
Hmm.
for poaching. This man is arrested because apparently, so when anyone but the king tracks here, it's not
Hmm.
tracking. It's called poaching.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
really, the only person who could go get that horse would have been the king.
Okay.
Hmm. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure the officer knew that, and like, whatever, is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Bro,
anyway,
where the
so
villain Gaston? Pull your sword out, bro.
I
but
have one
anyway,
sword.
this is the point where like one of the I guess aristocrats comes up to Gaston and looks to hire him for his services because apparently there's an alchemist somewhere in the forest. Let me bring them up. Actually, this picture. So yeah, this alchemist has been giving them a little bit of trouble, but he promises Gaston if he could find her and kind of eliminate her, then in that case he'll be clear of all charges. So Gaston's like, "No, okay, whatever. Like, it's just an old lady. Like, what? Like, I could take on an old lady." So they look through the forest. He does find the old lady from the forest who's, having a pot of tea with this good looking man who has a hairstyle that's similar to the horse from that Gaston was supposed to be finding, you know? So they're having tea, and Gaston is like, "Hey, wait, hold on a second. Let me bring up a picture. Do I have that good picture? Okay. This is a little bit ahead of myself anyway.
Oh, his horse looked like Supergirl's boyfriend horse, man.
Oh, yep, there you go. I keep forgetting the name of that horse.
Comet.
Gotcha. But anyway, so Gaston puts two and two together and realizes that old lady is the actual alchemist that he's here to take out. He tries going after her, but the other guy comes in and protects her and kicks Gaston to the ground. And Gaston's like
That's
telling his
what.
sidekick, give me a weapon. I'm the fool, my weapons. So he's like going through everything, like his slingshot, his blade, his club, his morning star.
Wait,
For the old
wait.
lady.
The
Yeah.
dialogue is so funny, bro. He's
Right.
like, "Wait, you got that emblem that the alchemist's supposed to have," and she's like, "Bro,
Mhm.
why aren't you? You're really doing a lot, but you're not really reaching for that conclusion, the right conclusion." He's like, "I don't reach for conclusions. I thought of the life out of my bare hand."
This is what happens when you don't learn to read, audience. You get a guest on. Yeah. But anyway, so the old lady offers a guest on to have a cup of tea, and the fool is like saying, "Wait! If this really is the alchemist, I wouldn't recommend having that tea." But Gaston's like, "Oh, the old woman is rightfully in awe of my masculine prowess."
No,
So
she
yeah.
ain't.
So which instead of just having one cup of tea, he literally chugs the whole tea pot, you know? And
Point
yeah,
stand.
he bows. Yep. He bows this and that, and this is when the old lady reveals to him that the guy he's with, that the guy she's with was actually the horse from earlier that she was through her alchemy was able to turn into a human. And yeah, and she also feels like Gaston needs to learn a little lesson himself, right? So you see from his point of view, like it looks like
I
everybody
love
else
it,
is,
right?
yep, everybody else is turning bigger and bigger, but it's not them turning bigger, it's actually Gaston turning little. Yeah, that's right. In the old lady's words, right? Because, Gaston, you need to learn what it feels like to be hunted. And since you guzzled an entire pot of transformation potion, you have plenty of time to absorb the lesson.
You
So,
know,
I think that's
I
my.
feel like another good way to teach Gaston a lesson is to put him on a period pain simulator and crank that shit up
ooh,
to 11.
there you
I think
go.
this is my
Yeah,
problem with these type of books though, because you can't keep
we
making the
know.
prequel book. Oh, they're supposed to be trying to trying to teach these characters this bit of lesson
Yeah.
that they clearly never learned.
Yeah, we know what the end game's going to be like. So
Yeah.
there's no will be character developing moment for Gaston in this. He's not going to learn the lesson
Okay.
just because he's a squirrel. So yeah, but I feel like we'll enjoy the adventure while it lasts. I mean, hey, he's a
Yeah.
chipmunk then, audience.
The question
He's a
is
squirrel. There's a
the
difference.
the question is,
Mhm.
will he win the situation?
Well, I mean, he's going to have to.
No, I don't know. I'm
uh,
not talking about survive. Does he actually get the amulet, turn her in, like all that stuff? Like, does he win?
that is true. That is true.
If he wins, then I can see him being, like my arrogance, everything about me is like, I won. She tried to teach me
Mhm.
lessons, she failed.
Oh yeah,
She's a
yeah.
loser.
This will give him more reason to want to be himself going forward, you
Exactly.
know? So yeah. I mean, I'm gonna stick with this. Oh, by the way, I should have mentioned this before, audience, but the person writing this is Greg Pak, but he's co-writing this, so
I don't like how you told us at the end of the book because I was going to say something.
Okay, he's co-writing this, so he at least has somebody overseeing his stuff. All right, pointing him in the better direction. I think it's Fred Delanty, I think. But yeah. Okay, Greg Pak. This could quite possibly be the best thing you've written in years. So don't screw it up. All right, don't screw it up. Oh yeah, yeah. Enjoyable issue for what it was worth, audience. So
Yeah.
yeah. Do you guys have any more input on this before we move on?
No.
I want to
Yeah.
see how the sidekick comes out of this.
How LeFou
Um,
comes out of this? Yeah, it'll be
yeah,
very
Yeah.
interesting.
because he
Mhm.
didn't get turned to an animal, so like he's gonna actually help Gaston through this, or he's gonna try to do his own
Oh
thing and end up running back to Gaston when he come back as a person.
yeah. This is kind of going to be funny because in this situation,
Yeah,
Gaston will be the sidekick to
yeah.
LeFou. You know. So
It's literally
yeah.
gonna be a road trip in the forest, bro. Like every James Marsden film, where he has Sonic, he
Hmm.
has the rabbit, he has like there's one with him and another animal.
Hmm.
It's mostly
James
just
Marsden
Sonic.
is Cyclops.
Ooh. Okay. 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 There you go. Your trivia fact there, audience. But anyway, all right. I guess that's with that. We should probably move on to the next book, audience. Oh wait, we
Let's let's see what Witch got to say.
have a couple comments.
And I don't give a shit about this book. Oh.
No, I
This
mean it's your
Tevye
book.
saying this book is bad.
Well, my picture's not
This
up, so
book
I
is
can't talk
bad.
about my book.
Exactly. Let me just read it. And he's saying, personally, I want the Venom comic to end already. Yeah, we need a
Well,
shake up.
every Venom fan does. No Venom fan wants Mary Jane as Venom.
Yep, exactly. Okay, but anyway, we're in a time crunch, so let's move on to the next book. Which this is your book.
Finally, I changed my name to fit the occasion just by one letter, but we're talking about Briar Knight's Terror, issue 3. It's
There you
called
go.
Love and Hell. Okay. And I want to apologize in advance because none of the scans of this book are online. So I had to personally take pictures of this comic that's in my hand currently.
Yep.
Anyways,
We
so
see what we have to do for you, audience. You know.
shit I do for y'all. I don't technically have to be here, but I do it for the
Mhm.
love of the game. Anyway, it's not
Yeah.
important. So we get a kind of a recap of what happened the last couple issues. Roop died. The world is ending.
Mhm.
Grendrid is doing her thing. That's the name of the main baddie in this comic. Her
Yeah.
name's
Yeah.
Grendrid, not Carabas, not Maleficent. Okay, shut up. Anyways, so we see Briar
Yeah. Which?
in contraptions. What?
No,
Oh,
go
you
ahead.
had cut out for
Sorry.
a second.
Yes.
That was our bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I personally got
Oh,
that. Yeah. Sorry.
hi.
yeah. You came back in at the
Cool.
end of the sentence. Yeah.
Okay, well, Briar is running in through this like trap infused area of the world in tears because she believes that she is to blame for everything that happened, including Roop dying. Okay.
Mhm.
And so obviously Spider and the rest of them, they're following after her and everything like that. And her brother's like, just like let her go, man. She's a fucking liability. She's the cause of all of this. And Spider's like, shut the
Mhm.
fuck up. I don't give a shit. You know?
Mhm.
And obviously the traps are trapping, but they miss it, so that's good. All
They look like
all four
Jotun.
of them. Huh?
They look like Jotun. They're like
Yeah,
frost
they're
giants.
not. They're basically just like ice elves, if that
Mhm.
helps at all for this
Okay.
situation, this conversation. They're more like ice elves than giants, but yeah.
Gotcha.
But I see what you're doing, especially when you see Spider's brother. I understand where you're coming from with this. Anyways, so yeah, Briar's still running through all the traps. She's like, I must die. I must end all of this. Like, I must save my friends. Like save my beloved, save the world, and everything like that. And
Mhm.
she trips on a wire. Kind of. She gets hung up by her ankle by a rope, and she's about to get stabbed by some pike arrow thingies, but she catches them.
Yeah.
And she's like, wait a fucking minute. I have the right to change my mind. Fuck all of y'all. Anyways, so we cut back to the realm of the damned or whatever. Yeah, realm of the damned. Realm of the dead. There you go. As one of the goblins
Okay.
say. And Roop is like, okay, so what the fuck are y'all doing? And they're like, we're eating innards. What the fuck do you mean what we're doing? And he's like, okay, what do I do? Like, I'm dead. And they're like, I don't give a fuck. Do whatever you want. No one loves you. And I'm like, damn, that's a little harsh.
Damn.
Yeah.
I know.
Whoa.
I'm like, damn, that's a
Whoa.
little harsh. And so obviously he's upset. He's in literal hell. And so from off panel, we see a very familiar spelling of a very familiar word. And can you go to the first picture I sent?
Yep.
My beloved Bly is back, bitches.
I swear that haircut reminds me of one of the celestial dragons from One Piece. For some
Oh,
You're
I
not talking
reason.
thought
about
I was
One
thinking of
Piece?
I was thinking of that guy with Thor, the Warrior 3 guy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. And so Roop is like, "Oh my God, Bly, it's you!" And in the flesh, kind of, Bly's like, "Oh my God, Roop, my honored heir!" You know, they embrace each other in a hug and everything like that. And Bly's like, "Oh my God, you died!" And Roop is like, "Yeah, I died. It happens," and everything like that. And so Bly explains like what happened to him. And so Roop is like, What do you mean? They punished you for being a hero twice?" And Bly's like, "Yeah." And so while they're catching up and everything like that, hugging each other, the goblins are like, "So who the fuck is that?" And so Roop introduces them and like, "This is Bly. He's a great hero." And the goblins are like, "Okay, but who's he to you?" And he's like, and then Bly's like, "Oh yeah, I watched over this witch. Like I care for this child. Been through a lot. Ross, yeah, shitty moms. Now they're all dead." Anyway, so the goblin's like, "No way. Like, there's no love here. Like, no one cares. Everyone's aloneness." Like, no, this is what the goblin said. Like, just aloneness. So I'm like, I don't think that's a word, but you know what? We're just gonna go along with it.
Go for it.
And so some of the ghouls are like, "Yeah, afraid not. Love in here is impossible, bestie." And Bly's like, "Well, I disagree." And so the goblins are like, "Why?" And so Bly's like, "Because Roop deserves love. Because everyone deserves love, you fuck asses." And so
Exactly.
like all the goblins and the ghouls are like, "Wow, you are so loved, like so cared for and cherished unquestionably. Oh my God, in the realm of the damned." And so the goblins with their little butt cracks hanging out, they're like, "Oh, please do tell us more. Tell us more about what this love is." And so we cut back to the living crew, which is what I'm calling them for right now. And so they're like looking for Briar, and Briar's like, "I'm up here. Like, I got myself a little trap, bestie." And so Spider gets upset at Leadleg over here, and she's like, "Turn it off." And he's like, "I can't. It's spring loaded. I can't do shit." And so Spider's brother pulls up, uses his axe to break the rope and the pikes thingies and everything like that. She falls, but don't worry. She gets caught. They're fine. And so Spider's brother, which I don't even remember his name, to be honest with you. I don't care enough to remember his name.
Okay.
He's like, "Sister, let's be done with these dumb devils. Let's go back to the Nourish and it's our era."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Fuck you," and runs to Briar. And she's like, "Oh my God, I thought
Man.
I lost you," and everything
Yeah.
like that. She's like, "Oh my God, I thought I lost you." Like, "Oh my God." And Briar's like, "Oh, I believe that it was all my fault." And they reassure each other like a loving couple does.
If
It's
it
all
was
them.
your fault, brother, I need you to choose me, not her.
Choose me.
Let's go home.
And she's like, "No, I'm not gonna go with you, dude. These are my people now. Well, mostly her, because my witch bestie got murdered by one of these fucking traps. So I don't know how I feel about this lead leg motherfucker just now.
Wait. What happens? So if you die in hell, what happens?
You go. Apparently, according to Roop, you go to the realm of the damned.
What?
But let me finish.
You go to super hill.
You go to hell. Apparently, you just go to hell. I don't know where you go if you were a good person, but Roop was a good person. I don't know why he was there in the first place. Anyway, not important plot reasons.
Yeah.
That's why. Not important. So they reassure each other that they're gonna be together forever. You know how it is. They kiss in front of her brother, and he's like, "Ah, shit, lesbians." Lesbians. Interesting. Can you go to the next picture, please?
Yep.
This is why they can't go back to the Nourish, because Grendrid and her cronies are fighting the Nourish, and the Nourish are fighting back. and everything like that. They're like, fuck this Grendrid bitch. We gotta kill her. Fuck this bitch. You know? And so Grendrid is like, you savages, you scum. It's like, push them back. Push these heathen backs. Damn you all. 'Tis my daughter's doing. Blame your daughter on your fucking problems. Damn, she didn't ask to be born. She didn't ask to be here.
Yeah.
Shit. She's like, this is my daughter's doing. Her wakeful spirit ushers the apocalypse. Blah, 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 blah. Like, we're losing ground because of Briar Rose retreat. It's all her fault. It's like, Jesus Christ, you narcissistic bitch. Anyway, so we cut back to Super Hell. And so they start putting armor on Roop. And he's like, why am I going to be the ruler of hell? Like, what did I do to deserve this? And some of the ghouls are like, yeah, because you brought love to this realm. Like, what did you think? Like, you have shown great power. So we're loyal to you now. And the goblins are like, do you love us too, Lord? And Roop is like, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah. Yeah, I love y'all. Y'all are cool.
Okay.
And so they're like, oh, what do you want us to do now? Well, like, what do you want us to do for you? You know? And so we cut back to the Alive crew. And they're walking through everything. And then Lead Leg is like rambling about whatever. It doesn't matter. And so he gets yeeted into a side of a mountain over here. And then falls into the ocean. Keep in mind, he has a lead leg. Like a lead peg leg. Say that 5 times fast, y'all.
Oh, he said a leg. I was about to say, what?
He has a lead peg leg.
Lead peg leg. Lead peg leg. Lead peg leg.
He's a pirate, bro.
You. That's
He's a
what
pirate,
he
bro.
has. He lost it while he was creating these traps for Grendrid.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's like setting a bear trap and then immediately falling into it.
I know, right? An idiot. Anyways, so he falls into the ocean, splashes, you know how it is. And so Spider's like, well, I'm going in, chat. And so obviously Briar's like, no, I can't lose you, girly. And so her brother's like, water's too warm, like she's done for. And so, you know, she's swimming after this guy, even though technically she doesn't have to. And so he can't get up. So, you know, they got to do what they got to do. And so at first it looks like, oh no, they died. But guess what? They're fine. They came out of the water. Everyone's happy. But don't worry. He only has one leg now. He doesn't have the lead leg. So
yeah,
we got to call him No Leg. Call him No Leg, y'all. Anyway, so the Lord's Drawbridge is up ahead. They're right there. They're on the thing now. They're on the bridge and everything like that. It's been quite an adventure, guys, and also kind of a pain in the ass. Kind of. Have y'all been paying attention? No, y'all haven't. Anyway, so Spider's brother is like, you know, you're a greater hero than any other Norwich I've ever seen, which includes my big stupid ass. You know, like so much love, so much bravery. Like it'll be an honor to fight by your side. You know, and that was a sweet moment and everything. But guess what? They make it to Grendrid's place of living. You know, the crooked castle at the cliff's edge. And so, you know, they're like ready to go. It's like, oh, what are we going to do with 4 misfits against a horde of darkness and an evil mother/queen? And then we see some flooshin'. And gonna go to the last picture, chat.
Right there.
Guess who's back, bitches? My boy Roop and Bly and the ghouls and the goblins. Roop is like, what's up, chat? Long time no see. Look at all my new friends. My goblins and my wraiths, who I'm going to be calling ghouls for this because I'm never going to remember that. And Bly's here as a skeleton again, chat. Sorry that no flesh and bones. Only bones, no flesh, no meat for Bly. But it's okay. And so y'all ready to pay Grendrid a house call, Bestie? Let's fucking go. Last issue's coming next month, chat. And then I'm gonna be very sad. So no one bother me when that issue comes out. Yeah, that's it.
That's a good book.
Yeah, I've been enjoying this book, as y'all could tell. Okay. Chris, if you ever watch any of these videos where I'm talking about Briar, I'm sorry. I'm sorry in advance, Chris Cantwell, or anyone from the crew. I'm sorry. I'm not great at explaining things. I just do it how I do it best. But
Chris, I
anyways,
might not like you in any other book, but when you write your own stuff, you're a 10 out of 10.
There you go. There you go.
look. I liked your Namor book, okay? And I liked that one Star Trek book you wrote, Chris, okay? Anyways, that's it for me tonight, y'all.
All right.
I'll still be
Gotcha.
chat. I'll still be here.
Yeah. Gotcha. I think we're just gonna have one more book left anyway to fill out the hour mark. So, all right
Well,
then.
finish in 10 minutes.
There you go. Same way we're talking
Look at the
about.
lie on this cover.
Oh wow, it is the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 23, also known as Death Spiral number 2. So, yeah, man. Oh wow, I'm looking at the Death Spiral label. Apparently, this is going to be a 9-issue event, audience.
Fuck this shit. Never mind. I'm not reading it.
Okay.
How you think to make this 9 issues after One World of the Gnome?
I know, but this is just going to be branching off. Okay, so the way I'm seeing it, okay, Death Spiral issue number 1, Spider-Man. So now part 3 is going to be the Venom
Oh, it's
book.
like that. Never mind. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. But man, I don't know how I know some people don't really dig that because it's like, okay, that's the comic industry's way of like having you buy a book from another series that you're not reading. So it's like, hey, if I'm reading Amazing Spider-Man, all right, and I don't like the Venom book currently, oh dang, now they're forcing me to have to buy that Venom book, So, just handy.
I think it's fine because like doing the main like solo book by itself really does ruin the side books because all the side books are going to talk about this event you're not reading. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas like, I'm doing Fantasy 4, we're on an adventure, and now we have to deal with Doom, and then we're going to skill 4 just not be dealing with it, even though it's still going on for some reason. Like it was.
Yeah. They both have their set of challenges. But anyway, so Peter Parker. This issue starts off with Peter Parker trying to get up to date on everything that's going on, and he also pays a visit to his Aunt May. And I forgot to add this as a topic in the previous week, audience, but Aunt May has a boyfriend now.
And let's say now, she always had a boyfriend. I think she had more relationships than Peter did.
God dang. Well, he had to have gotten that charm from someone in the family, I guess. Yeah, I'm trying to find out what this guy's name is. Though.
It's like Ricardo or something.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Yeah, probably Ricardo.
He does not like Peter, for everyone wondering.
Yeah, from what I gathered, like he seems to think that Peter's a junkie. That's why he's always disappearing and always comes home flat broke and needs to get some money from his aunt. But yeah, somewhat of a twist here, audience. So
it's like
I guess
it's fine, but it's just uninteresting. We done been through that. What random people think of Peter like all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nobody.
And also, the help doesn't know he's Spider-Man anymore. At least then it could have been like interesting of her also trying to keep Spider-Man from the dude. Like he'll figure it out. So she like make him think he's a junkie.
There you go. Oh, and it also doesn't help much that apparently Aunt May got into a previous incident with a spider slayer that caused her to have a broken arm. And
that was normal Spider-Man.
Yep. And her boyfriend's like, how come your nephew isn't here with you in your time of need? So yeah. More people shitting on Peter Parker's, but we're.
To be fair, they didn't know that the fake Peter, was injured as well. You see, he got a broken leg walking around. So they both get matching wounds, to be honest.
Yeah, true. Anyway, so as this is going on, Peter literally sees from the window behind Aunt May that there's a fight going on between Venom, Mary Jane Venom, and Lady Octopus.
Why outside?
of all places in New York.
Of all places, you want to fight right outside by Aunt May's house. Okay.
Gotcha. Anyway, regardless, Spider-Man comes in and joins Venom to fight against Lady Octopus. And your audience, remember, Peter doesn't know. Peter thinks this is Eddie Brock. Yeah, so
Yeah.
he repeatedly calls Venom Eddie, this and that. And Shocker comes in, and he has new electrical gadgets that he's got from Tombstone apparently. So yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know what the yeah that's kind of a little bit weird because we know what Tombstone's situation is right now in the Punisher book. He's in
No. So
jail.
in Spider-Man, Tombstone was still active until a few issues ago. Norman kind of put him out.
Okay.
I think Punisher
Hmm.
happens after that. We don't really know when Punisher takes place.
Yeah.
But Tombstone
It
was
was.
still active until Norman went super hard on him because he's done playing this game with him. And he gave these
Yeah.
weapons to Shocker to distract Spider-Man.
Gotcha. Like yeah, I mean for what it's worth for Shocker, he did get the upper hand on these two. Like he got like some sound emitting gadgets, this and that. Anyway, so regardless, at the end of the day, Shocker and Lady Octopus escape, and then Venom grabs Peter, brings him up into the roof, and this is where we got this gory shot here with Mary Jane pointing at Peter, saying,
Oh yeah.
"Stop calling
Did
us
you
Eddie."
did you bring up the fact that Carnage was written in blood all over his Aunt May's cousin's house?
Oh, I had that picture up. I didn't upload it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
that.
even though we saw in the last issue, people don't know. Like we said, Carnage is telling Torment to go after Mary Jane. So he's killing
Hmm.
people around Mary Jane. I don't think Aunt Brenda is Mary Jane's aunt. I don't remember. I
Hmm.
don't think that's her name. But it
Okay.
was one like the old ladies that Aunt May and her knew.
Ah, okay, okay, gotcha. They're
So
just
he's
trying to
getting
upgrade.
closer and closer to Mary Jane and her family.
Yikes. Well, we'll see how that goes. But anyway, Peter kind of handles this as well as you would expect it. He's like, he's like saying, "Is this
He,
drugs? Have I been drugged? No, maybe I'm dead. Is this really the 616 Earth?" Like, yeah, he starts hyperventilating on his own mask. Like, oh boy.
this actually did piss me off. I've been arguing this on Twitter about this.
Go ahead.
So people don't know why this situation is bad because Mary Jane does not act like this.
Mm-hmm.
Her being mad is kind of hypocritical because everything she did to Peter when Peter was going through stuff. So the
Yeah.
idea that Peter, for the first time, was like, "Just chill, leave me alone," and now she's acting like it's the biggest deal in the world. But
Yeah.
number two is that she can clearly see he does not know what she's talking about.
Yeah, because
Like she
remember,
know.
Audie, the
Go
last
ahead.
time the last time MJ thought she met Peter was when Peter like looked at her and slammed the door in her face, saying that she and Venom deserve each other.
And it was Ben Riley.
Yeah, yeah,
The
it
problem
was.
with this is that in the last issue, her and Venom both acknowledged, "Hey, that was really weird of Peter, and not really something he does."
Hmm.
So you come to this scene right after that, and he's clearly acting like he doesn't know what's going on or what he's talking about. Mary Jane
Hmm.
should immediately know as to how long she knew this dude, and how many times he's been replaced or mind controlled. Hey, something else is happening. Instead, she just lays into him and just keeps going the whole time.
Oh boy,
And it goes on for like 2 more pages.
it does. Oh boy, audience. Marvel, why do you have to do this, MJ? Really? Why? Why? But anyway, so get to talking in the roof, this and that. Peter explains his situation, and this sort of kind of gets a little creepy from Venom's standpoint, saying, let's see, let me read the exact dialogue. From MJ, she's saying, but maybe that's not the best call sometimes, like specifically this time. And then Venom is saying, and I too make physical contact to show I care. Would you like me to be in? Would you like to be inside of me for even more comfort?
No,
You know, if it was
it's not
anyone
creepy.
else
Yeah.
but Venom saying that, I would be very uncomfortable.
So Mary Jane grabs Peter's hand to comfort him. Venom sees that, but Venom is also a jealous man. So he's like,
Very jealous symbiote.
that's the main thing with Peter. Like he's very jealous. He's like, you can get all the
Yes.
way inside of me. It's really even more
Remember,
comfort. Like I can one up her with this.
yeah. Audience, remember for all you Eddie and Venom shippers out there, remember this: Venom would jump at a chance to go with Peter in a heartbeat, no matter what. And even his second choice would always be Flash Thompson, after all, So, yeah, yeah.
But that's why I think it's so fun, like a team, because the difference between those two is that Flash and Spider-Man does not need the symbiote, it, but Eddie needs it in the way that it wants to be needed.
Yeah, true
Like
that,
Flash is
true that.
total can live his life like with no legs, totally fine. But
Hmm.
Eddie cannot live without the symbiote in long term.
Oh, that's true. Well, I thought it was because like he had cancer, but then Donny Cates red contacts
No.
with
I mean, in
Venom.
the sense of like in Donny Cates run because he retconned it, it became more of a emotional thing that he needed that reassurance, that feeling that Venom gives
Ah,
you by being with you.
okay,
Which
gotcha,
is
gotcha.
also the reason why he's kind of like stuck with Carnage in a sense too. Like he needs that second voice, that conscious thing in a sense.
There you go. There you
But
go. There
Mary
you
Jane dialogue here also made me mad. She tried to convince Peter that like, you don't have to worry about us. This has nothing to do with you. We chose this. But literally in the
go.
last issue, she straight up tells you she had no choice. They
Hmm.
had no choice. They were dying. This was forced on both of them to live. They didn't
Oh,
choose to fuse out of fun or anything.
I remember hearing her the dialogue. Like Peter's like saying, "Wait, you bonded with the symbionts months before I left. Why didn't you
Yeah,
tell me then?" And MJ saying, "Yeah, because I knew that somehow you'd make it about you when we chose this. And we didn't need you to save us. We saved ourselves." Like,
yeah. So now you have the problem with this is two different writers writing the situation. We don't know the first
yeah.
issue was written by Al Ewing, and who was a Venom writer, obviously, and this one was written by Joe Kelly, who was the Spider-Man writer. And you can tell
Yeah.
which one's better just by dialogue. This
Oh
is
man.
terrible. She literally goes against everything she just said the last issue, and then she tries to say you would have made me and him being Venom about you.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I feel sorry for all you Peter and MJ shippers out there. Like
It's
it's
not.
I
I
don't
don't. I
suffer.
don't. No. It's not even that. Listen, everyone. If you're a Peter MJ fan, if you're a Mayday Parker fan,
caveat.
you need to let this stuff go because they have made it clear for you for 20 straight years. It's been 20 straight years. They are not going to be together in 616. It's not going to happen.
Dude. Hey,
I just
Austin. So I have the Marvel tarot card, like the official Marvel tarot cards, and guess who they put for the fucking lovers card?
I know.
yeah, yeah.
Why would
I
they
mean,
do that
look.
to me?
Look. It's not just that you're not allowing them to be together. It's just that you're not allowing them to be apart either. You're not allowing them. You're
That's
not
the
allowing
problem
them to
I
move
have.
on. You know.
If you don't want Peter and MJ to be together, then stop putting MJ in the book. Only
Yeah.
MJ's only in the book. So the shippers have some type of fake hope and they always show up to see if MJ's gonna do something. That's the only reason she's in the book.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
She's not even allowed to be her own character anymore.
Yep.
The
Yep.
best book she had in 20 years was either Renew Your Vows, which is her and Peter, or when she was in
Yep.
Mysterio's book when they were doing the movie thing, and it was just her and Mysterio.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was called The
And
Amazing Mary Jane.
hey, she had some good moments in Ultimate Spider-Man. Just wanted to bring that up. Okay,
I don't
so
agree.
some
I,
good
I,
moments. They weren't all bad, Dawson. Come on.
I'm not saying they were
So
bad. I'm saying they weren't really MJ. She wasn't really challenging her husband, and she was going along with everything he said, and not MJ's personality. They just a random
yeah,
wife.
so they went the route of for better or for worse with those two. So yeah. Anyway,
It is what it is.
Gotcha. But anyway, really, this issue also ends like you go back to Shocker, right? You see him in his apartment, and he gets visited by Torment, who pretty much kills him at
And
the
guess why he
end.
died?
Why?
It says he killed Shocker because Shocker has a like a dad. I think his dad, uncle's wife was related to Mary
Oh,
Jane.
oh yeah. Is that something new, or was that established? Like
It's
what?
something new. We don't really get a lot of MJ's family in 616.
That is just weird. Like that you ended up tying Mary Jane to Shocker in that sense. Like
The
what?
only reason I think they did it is because you have a reason to bring Boomerang back because Boomerang and Shocker was the best friends, and Shocker
Yeah.
helped bring Boomerang back to life, and now Shocker's dead. So obviously, if you're writing well, Boomerang's gonna be like, "Hey, yo, what's going on?"
I
And
mean,
this
yeah,
brings
it's not.
Boomerang back in the book before he ends up in the movie in July.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he's having an on-screen debut coming up, audience, right?
Exactly.
So, yeah, yeah.
So I don't know,
Carnage,
man.
Carnage rules. That's
Yeah.
what's
So
written on the
it's
wall.
weird. It's weird. I know Torment's doing the Carnage rules, so they will attack Carnage, looking to kill Carnage, and then find out it's Eddie.
Hmm.
But it's not like a great plan. I don't know, man. I need to see what the if Torment is Muse. I wish his kills were
Hmm.
more creative because this really is just kind of boring. I rather every Muse murder scene is like it's an artwork.
Yeah,
So if you're
that
gonna
is.
give him a symbiote and this is gonna be him going forward, this is really lame.
Man, it's just sad, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, you know. But alright, yeah, that's really the end of this issue,
You know
audience.
what? Another reason it could be Muse is the chest thing. You know, it's covering his sensory spot.
Yes, that was another giveaway too, or at least a hint. You know,
Yeah, it could definitely be one of them.
gotcha. But we'll see where it leads. I guess I won't be the only one here in this group who's sticking with this book to the end.
Nah,
So
I'm gonna stick with it just because I do want it to be good, and if it is Muse, I do want to support Muse as a character. So what I
yeah,
think I'm gonna do is I'm just going to get half the issues right now. I'm just gonna stick with the Venom book. I'm not gonna get the Spiderman issues. I don't trust
yeah,
Joe Kill after reading this issue. And
yeah, yeah. Challenge yourself as a reader to only read half an event and see where it goes.
I do it
because
all
You
the
know?
time.
I was about to say I'll get what I need to, and then I'll go to the finale. And if it is Muse
Mhm.
and the finale is good, I'll go back and buy all the Amazing Spider-Man issues.
There you go. There you go.
And then they can't say you didn't support it. And Muse will still be around. I support it. I just wait till the end.
There you go. That's the way to go about it. But alrighty then. Yeah, we reached over the hour mark, and yeah, I know this was a short week, audience, but hopefully next week we'll get more stuff to talk about. So
Yeah, next week I'll actually
Stay
have a
tuned
book,
for
everyone.
more
I promise.
zombies next week. Stay tuned for zombies.
yeah, nice, and we'll stay tuned for Planets with Apes, audience. You
Yeah,
know, so
I'll definitely get it
okay,
out.
gotcha. Anyway, audience, thanks for joining us, and we'll be seeing you all next time.
Night
See ya.
chat. See you later.